guy, he decided to throw a metal water bottle in my car while I drove past. So he's inside of that Waffle House right there, and I'm waiting for him to come back out. So this is fun.
Oh, he's all the way down there. He's up the walking down the highway. There we go. I see him.
The description of this guy, you said he's at the Waffle House?
Yeah, he's in a plaid shirt, long sleeve. He's got jeans on. He's got Last Friday, we were shooting one of these day in the lives, and something crazy happened in the middle of the day that kind of messed up the whole day and all the filming. And this guy decided to throw a metal water bottle at my Lamborghini from about 30 to 40 yards away. Now, how did the story start? Well, it started in the front of a Chiba Hut. Out of all places, I was grabbing lunch with Bogdan, my filmer, and he was obviously looking to come up to us and start talking to us about the car, about this and that. And I was like, hey man, I really just don't have time. I have meetings back to back to back. He was being a little strange. He was trying to pull Bogdan away just to talk to him. And Bogdan was like, should I go with this guy? I was like, no, just come on, let's go grab lunch. It was just very, very strange of an interaction. This guy was about 50, 60 years old, an older gentleman. And he was broken down on the side of the road. I don't know exactly what was going on, but it seemed like he lived out of an RV, maybe had some mental health problems, which is totally fine. I was willing to listen to him, but it just started getting out of hand with some of the things that he was saying, and I was like, hey man, just don't have time. Went into Chiba Hut. He started freaking out when he ran into the Chiba Hut and started saying crazy stuff inside the Chiba Hut, started yelling at me, started yelling at the workers, which I thought was absolutely insane. I was gonna eat at the Chiba Hut, and I was like, I'm just gonna take it to go. So I told the lady at the front, hey, we're gonna take the subs to go. And I walk right back outside, and there was actually a police raid going on, and he was messing with the police, or something was going on with the police, and the police were telling him to go away, and it was just an absolute mess. So me and Bogdan got in the car. He was nowhere to be seen at that point, and we're like, all right, we're free and clear. We can start driving. So we start driving. This is in Colorado Springs. I was just at my Springs location for the day, and I was pulling out of Chiba Hut, and all of a sudden I see him on the sidewalk in front of me, and I'm like, man, he's probably gonna try to do something. He has a metal water bottle, a large like Yeti green water bottle, and he decides to chuck that at my car. I'm telling you, this guy should have been a D1 quarterback with how well he hit my car. Right on the door. He left a little bit of damage on the door, but luckily we have paint protection film and vinyl, so we shouldn't be too bad. But yes, he did hit my car, and he decided to run away right away. I was in shock. I just stood outside and I was like, man, I don't know what I should be doing right now. I called the cops. I obviously let them know what exactly was going on. This guy is running around everywhere, pretty much doing parkour. He runs inside of the Waffle House, so I'm waiting outside the Waffle House for this guy to come out. Everybody's staring at me from the inside. Of course, I'm sitting in a Lamborghini, staring inside of a Waffle House. Of course, you're gonna look outside. He decides to run out and run towards the highway, which I was like, man, this is gonna be an absolute mess. Some of the customers inside of Waffle House told me exactly where he was going, and I was like, don't worry, I see the old man running. So we obviously drive down to the highway, and he is trying to dodge us with every single angle he can. He thinks he could juke me. But guys, I'm in a Lamborghini. How can you outrun that while having the cops on the phone? So you're trying to be faster than a Lambo and faster than the radio. So he thinks he could juke me. He decides to run on the highway. And this guy, he's a lot older, so he's really not that fast. So on the corner of the highway and the exit, it was actually a liquor store and a gas station. And that was actually the place I was gonna go to kind of wait for the police. And of course, he decides to go there. Like, dude, out of all places, you could have gone on the highway and probably would have lost me. So while I'm on the phone with the cops, they just tell me to keep the guy in sight. And so what I did was obviously that. I followed him all around the liquor store and all around the gas station, and then he decided to hop the fence again and start running on the highway. I obviously let the cops know, hey, he's on I-25, and they're like, perfect, we're right on the highway as well. They see him, and they're like, we got him, and they pull up right behind. They obviously get him under arrest. Now the cops are confused at this point. They tell me to go to the gas station and start obviously examining the damage. I didn't know really exactly where the damage was at first, and then later on, once we're all done, I went back to the shop, I examined a little bit further, and I noticed that there was some damage on the door, which is not fun to deal with, but the guy is arrested now, and we obviously have a court date coming up because that was an absolute mess. But let me know what you guys would have done in the comment section. I felt like the biggest thing for me to do was just to call the police and have them handle it because he doesn't really have much to lose. I do.